Dear friends, timeless tales, that is the most precious gift that each of us can give to life. In the hustle and bustle of life, there are times when we forget that the most beautiful thing is not the great things we achieve, but the small loves we share every day. Who would have thought that the man who taught her how to ride a bike, who tucked her into bed each night with fairy tales and forehead kisses, would one day be the reason she never came home? Who would imagine that a girl could disappear so silently, while living under the roof of the very man she once called Daddy? They called her Lily. Just an ordinary name for a girl who lived an extraordinarily quiet life. Lily was 12 when her mother, Sarah, married Greg Turner, a charming carpenter with warm brown eyes and a smile that could melt suspicion. In their small Midwestern town, Greg was the man who helped fix roofs after storms, who coached Little League, who gave generously to the local church. A real family man, they said. A blessing to Sarah, whose first husband had vanished without a trace when Lily was only 3. Greg stepped into their lives like a hero. He brought structure, safety, and Sunday morning pancakes. He remembered Lily's favorite color. He built her a treehouse. He attended every parent-teacher conference, even when Sarah was too tired from her overnight nursing shifts. To anyone looking in, Lily had hit the jackpot, but behind closed doors, fairy tales blurred into shadows. It began with the way his gaze lingered a little too long as she stepped out of the bathroom. The accidental touches that grew increasingly deliberate. The compliments that tasted strange, too sweet, too slow, like poison laced in honey. Lily didn't understand at first. She only knew that her stomach ached when he came into her room late at night, whispering that he had to check on her. Her mother, too exhausted and trusting, never questioned the man she called her rock. And Lily learned early how to survive by staying silent. She started to withdraw. The laughter that once echoed from her room faded into hush. She wore baggy clothes. She flinched when people hugged her. But trauma doesn't wear neon signs, and small-town people rarely look beneath the surface unless forced to. Then came the day she told her best friend in a trembling whisper, in the back row of the school bus, "I think my stepdad watches me sleep." The words hung in the air like fog. Her friend told her mother. Her mother told the school counselor. A report was filed. Questions were asked. Greg's name was whispered through hallways like a curse. But Greg had answers. He was calm, convincing. "Lily's going through a phase," he said. "Puberty. Rebellious. Doesn't like rules. Craving attention." Sarah didn't know who to believe. Her world teetered. But it didn't collapse, not yet. Because just as quickly as suspicion rose, Lily vanished. A Saturday morning. September. A golden autumn chill in the air. Lily told her mother she was going to the library to return books. She never came back. Sarah called the police by nightfall. A search began. Posters. Volunteers. Dogs. News crews. The entire community lit up with urgency. But Greg seemed oddly composed. He comforted Sarah. He did interviews. He cried on camera. And all the while, he smiled that same soft smile that had once convinced a single mother to open her door and her heart to a man who would one day destroy both. There were no signs of struggle. No clues. Her phone was found in her backpack at the edge of the woods behind the library, but no footprints, no trail, as if she had simply dissolved into the wind. Whispers began. Some said she ran away. Others believed the worst. A few even accused Greg directly, but without evidence. The case stalled. Cold. Sarah. She broke. Slowly. Loudly. Publicly. She held on to hope with shaking hands. She begged for leads on national television. She refused to move away from their home, refused to touch Lily's room. Greg stayed by her side. Too close. Too supportive. So present it began to feel unnatural. Until one day, 3 years later, Sarah opened the attic to find something strange. A wooden chest. One she didn't recognize. Locked. Heavy. Hidden beneath insulation. She pried it open. Inside were photos. Hundreds. Of Lily. Sleeping. Dressing. Showering. Hundreds of moments. Stolen. And a journal. Greg's handwriting. Pages of twisted fantasies. Obsessions. Justifications. Sarah screamed so loudly the neighbors came running. Greg was arrested within hours. He denied everything. Claimed the photos were photoshopped. The journal was fiction. He said Sarah planted it to frame him. A bitter woman's revenge. But the evidence was undeniable. Charges were filed. A trial began. Yet even then, Lily's body was never found. Greg never admitted to anything. To this day, he sits in a maximum security prison, maintaining his innocence. And Sarah? Sarah lights a candle every year on the steps of that same library. In the town square, beneath a bronze plaque that reads, "In memory of Lily Turner." A light taken too soon. But not everyone believes she's dead. Some say they've seen a girl who looks just like her in a shelter out west. Others swear she was spotted in a foreign country, alive but broken, afraid to come home. And some whisper a darker theory, that Greg never meant to kill her, that he's hiding something far more twisted, because monsters don't always wear masks. Sometimes they wear wedding rings.